So I am here with Jason Varitek, my good friend. Oh, it's not Jason Varitek.
Not quite Jason Varitek.
It's Ron Abell, the executive chef at Fenway Park.
One component I don't cook for at Fenway Park is the players. Once in a while I cook for the players, but for the most part it's all the fans, all the suite holders, the owners, the wives, but no players, thank God.
Okay, now why do you say thank God?
We have enough headaches and that's too much pressure on us, too much pressure.
Too many personalities.
Exactly.
Well, tell me what you're going to cook today.
I am making the world famous lobster roll, Fenway Park's famous lobster roll.
Okay, Fenway Park used to be famous for its hot dogs.
And it still is, but the lobster roll is sneaking up and it's going to take it.
How did the lobster roll take over the Fenway Frank?
Well, I just think people were looking for something different, and we still serve thousands and thousands of hot dogs a game, where as far as lobster rolls go, we go through about 1,000 pounds of whole lobsters, which is about 200 pounds of meat. So we've got some catching up to do, but it's every season since I've been here, we've been selling more and more of them. This is a 2-pound lobster, 12 minutes on this in very salted water. This is a female lobster, and you can tell that by this last set of swimmerettes right here. If it's a male, these are really hard and sturdy, and the females are kind of feathery and light like that. And what's good about the female lobsters is the tail is much bigger to kind of hold the egg, so we get a large tail out of these. And the males can be really stubborn too, you know, so.
Stubborn to cook?
Just stubborn in general, you know. I'm gonna just rip the tail right off.
Okay, yuck.
Yeah, that's a little yuck, but we'll clean that up. That's the lobster roe, and there's a lot of good stuff to do with that.
I didn't really mean yuck.
It does look a little yucky though. So what I do is I basically, and I don't want to get any of this on you because it's going to squirt, but I kind of break the tail that way, open it up.
So you're bending it back and
Yep,
it pops
I kind of
right out.
crack it that way and then fold it back.
So you didn't have to slice it down the center or anything like that?
I didn't, but at this point right here, I will slice the back of the tail like this, and I'll be able to take out that intestinal tract in there, and some of that roe will come out of there too.
Now where's the intestinal tract?
This right here, actually.
Oh.
That line right there.
Didn't realize that needed to be cleaned out.
Yeah, and this is part of the roe. Some of it's cooked, and that's why it turns that bright red color.
Oh, so the green is the same as the red?
The green is the same as the red, but that actually penetrated and cooked it through. So with this right here, you can mix it into soft butter and swirl it into sauces, and the sauce will turn a bright red. It's gorgeous. I'll dunk this in ice water and I'll clean it up so you won't see any of that stuff. This is cooked perfectly because you don't see any meat that's translucent. It's all cooked through.
Right.
So that's absolutely perfect. So there's the tail, and we'll give that a rinse. And then this is where it could get, I shouldn't be wearing my Jason Varitek All-Star worn jersey doing this, but.
So Jason Varitek wore this
shirt for the All-Star game, yes.
What year?
1999, the All-Star game was at Fenway Park. You can touch it, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. All right, go on.
But anyway, so what I do is just kind of give it a couple whacks on each side, and meanwhile I'm kind of turning it with my hand and applying some pressure. The 2-pound is a pretty tough shelled, so they take a little while.
It's a beautiful lobster.
And then you just take a whole claw out like that.
And it's not all watery. Now, when they're watery, what does that mean?
When they come out, we'll just kind of crack a hole in the shell and kind of drain them out so there's not as much of that stuff there.
Now, getting back to the local effort at Fenway Park, isn't this perfect? Producing all this lobster salad.
It is. Best lobster in the world.
Yeah.
And then the knuckles, just kind of break them with the back of my knife. And you can use scissors on this. You can use a lobster, shucker that you get in the restaurants. That works well too.
Right.
Whatever you have around, whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Scissors are a good way to go.
Scissors, really?
Kitchen shears.
Yeah.
Just kind of rip it open. This is the best part as far as I'm concerned is
the knuckles.
That's the best piece in the lobster.
I think I agree.
We don't put too many ingredients in it, just a few ingredients, so it's really easy from here. I'm gonna chop up some chives, local chives that we got from our farm, from Wardsbury Farm.
I just love that you encourage that.
Yeah, we have quite a relationship with him, and Nookie and I at the beginning of the season will go down there and he'll grow crops specifically for Fenway Park, and then we go down throughout the season to kind of revolve our menus of what he's grown and how far along things are. Just running my knife through it, nothing too fancy. I want to cut it in chunks so you can identify it, but you know, not too big, not too small. Sometimes there's a piece of cartilage in these claws. This one, it must have been pulled out when I shucked it, so that's fine. And what I've done is I put the chives and tarragon in the bowl already.
So chives and tarragon are basically the only herb.
Chives and tarragon, exactly.
That
So
looks
a
beautiful.
little bit of mayo, and you can put as much mayo. Some people like it dry, some people like tons of mayo. It's up to you. Just a touch of celery, not too much. You don't want it to take over.
Okay.
Lemon juice. Maybe a little more lemon juice.
This looks beautiful.
And I just put a teeny bit of salt. I mean, you're gonna get a lot of salt from the seafood that you've blanched off, so just a touch of salt. And look at that, Heather, look at how beautiful that is.
That is beautiful.
Simple, couple ingredients, and wait until you taste it. It's awesome.
Oh, that is gorgeous. There's some fans in Gloucester who will be really interested in seeing this lobster salad because they have their opinions about lobster salad too.
They got to
right?
come down and try it. We'll go head to head with them, no problem.
Okay,
No problem.
okay.
We're not afraid.
Okay, but I think one of the key ingredients is the toast, right? A lot of people say that.
The buttered bun, the griddled buttered bun, not short on the butter, and get a nice caramelization color on the outside of that. And when you bite into that crispy, crunchy buttered roll, you have that cool, refreshing lobster salad in it. It's heaven.
Okay, I have to say I have never heard anyone use the word caramelized in terms of a hot dog
You know
bun.
what?
But that's great.
just in my vocabulary. Everything's caramelized, and so yeah, you're not really
But it is
caramelizing
really.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So what kind of buns? They're hot dog
New
buns.
England style hot dog buns, and we melt some Vermont butter.
New England style means what?
New England style means opened at the top and cut along the sides.
And flat on the bottom.
Flat-sided, yes.
Okay, because there's a difference, right?
There
There's
is.
the rounded ones.
Yeah, these are unique. You won't find these anywhere across the country. If I go and do events, you know, like at the All-Star game, I'm going out to Anaheim for this All-Star game, I have to have my buns shipped.
Wow.
Everyone from here knows the New England lobster bun,
Okay.
or hot dog bun, I should say.
Now you're toasting them on 3 sides.
On all sides in Habit Vermont butter, and we go through tons of that here at the ballpark, so it's nice to be using a kind of a local butter. I put 2 tablespoons in there, about a minute on each side. Now we just fill them up, and they are warm. You can get it in the bleachers, you can get it all over the ballpark.
Lobster rolls.
Exactly.
Who in all the Red Sox organization is the biggest foodie?
I would say Mr. Lucchino.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's into it. They're all very into it, but he speaks up if he likes it, or even if he doesn't like it, he'll tell us too.
Oh, yeah?
He doesn't like short ribs. Yeah, he eats a lot of like white flesh fish and chicken, and goes on the healthy side. Watches his diet pretty good.
Do most of them in the Red Sox?
They do. Everybody
Red Sox
does.
world? Yeah?
Very
Oh.
healthy.
Oh, that's good.
So I did 2, one for me, one for you.
All right.
We garnish it with a little bit of Napa cabbage slaw, little local carrots from Jim Ward. He's got baby carrots there, so we have some of that in there. A little bit of purple cabbage and Napa cabbage, dressed lightly.
What's binding that? Is that mayonnaise?
Yeah,
too?
a little mayo. And we do sweet and sour slaws around the ballpark where there's no mayo in it. Lemon wedge.
So what sorts of questions do you get asked all the time? What's the question you're always asked when you say, I'm the executive chef of Fenway Park?
You know how to make a hot dog?
I bet. Do you?
Yeah, I do. It's been a great summer so far. I mean, the start wasn't great, but they're playing better than anybody right now. So
Yeah.
the buzz is unbelievable here, and everybody's getting into it.
You've been here for 1 World Series, right?
I have, yes.
So just tell me a little bit of what that was like.
It was unbelievable. I'll never forget it. The celebrations after, and all the players were in the EMC club, and we put a big spread up on the line, and they came up and they were eating and talking to us after they had come back from Colorado.
So what did you think about cooking for them when they came back here? Was there anything?
Oh, it's great. It was great.
So like what? Give me one thing that was on the menu that you said this is going to be the welcome.
Lobster rolls, and we couldn't make enough of them. We could not make enough of them.
That's
They loved
great.
them.
Well, that's perfect for today then.
Exactly. Let's try it. The
All right, this
moment
is
we've been
the
waiting
Fenway Park, the Ron Abell Fenway Park lobster roll.
for. Correct.
Now, I come from Cape Ann, where lobster is king. So, well, you have to have a bite too.
I will.
Okay?
I can't
All
wait.
So I'm going to pick this up.
Ready?
Okay, I'm ready. You're ready for Gloucester.
Bring it on.
That's your next competition.
Bring
okay?
it on. We're ready.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.